Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Chunky Tea and Friends. This week I have got the lovely DJ BRG, or as I know him, Jason Bridges. Those that do follow him will know that he's got plenty of different projects on the go, different jobs that he does. He's a maverick when it comes to sort of entertainment and DJing. I really enjoyed this chat. It was the first one I've recorded as well. So just apologies in advance. The audio and video isn't quite as good as the previous episodes. As usual, touched on lockdown, all that sort of stuff. We did record this. I think it was about 6 weeks ago. So obviously some of it is a little bit less relevant than today's stuff going on, I suppose. But yeah, it's really good. He's got a new track coming out and everything. So all the links will be in the description. As usual, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, tell your friends. Hope you enjoy. Here it is. Sweet. Right.
Sweet deal. I'm going to drink some rum as well.
Yeah, mate. I'm on the old, just the full fat because I got early start tomorrow and lockdown got me drinking too much, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know the feeling, mate. I know the feeling.
Yeah. Right. We'll go for it then, mate. Yeah, so how's lockdown been?
It's been an interesting one.
Yeah?
Just a lot of... It's been, like, weirdly, like, the busiest time for me and also the quietest ever.
Yeah.
Like, I went from, like, working loads to having absolutely fuck all to do.
Yeah, it's exactly the same for me, man. Exactly.
So... I just from like as soon as it started, I was like, well, I'm not. That's like every bit of my work's straight out the window. So I need to put my time into something.
Yeah.
So I just started like funneling it back into music production because I like over the past couple of years I've just got so busy on like the DJ side of things and like lighting tech and stuff like that I've just not been producing.
Yeah.
So. But I want to come out the other side of lockdown, being a better DJ, being a better producer, and just see where it gets to. Like,
yeah.
So I've funneled loads of time in on the decks, like every day, just in Logic, just pissing about until stuff was coming out. Like.
Yeah, I've been like, I found when I first went into lockdown, I was like, there's so much stuff I can do. It's fucking sick. Like I built a fucking bar in the garden. And like I was so productive for about 3 weeks, and then I was literally just sat in my pants, going, "What's the point of getting dressed? I'm not going anywhere."
yeah. I've done loads of stuff like that as well. Like it's just like me and my girlfriend just like absolutely bossing the house out, like doing loads of like things that have been on our lists to do for ages, and then just being like, "Do you want to play Red Dead?"
yeah, man. Yeah, I did a lot of GTA and stuff like that. A lot of GTA. But so what's the crack with the hand then? What have you done with that?
So I smashed a glass jar on my hand, and I cut 75% of the tendon in my index finger on my left hand.
Your main mixing finger?
It is the main mixing finger.
Yeah.
I actually had a mix earlier because I had the surgery done on Sunday. It's now Tuesday?
Yeah.
So it's still a bit tender, just to see if I could still mix, but with one hand.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Successful, or?
Well, you don't realise how much you use your left hand.
No.
As a DJ until you try and not use your left hand at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because I was trying to mix R&B earlier and like trying to scratch and stuff. Like you haven't got a glass paper anymore.
Yeah.
Scratching with my elbow, mate.
I think there's a viral video there, I think, isn't there? For something like that.
So I was due to so I released a tune on Friday.
Yeah.
So it hit Spotify and everywhere on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I cut my hand and went to hospital.
in celebration.
So like I had loads of promo stuff due to do, like, and I went to hospital, and then the following morning went to hospital again, and then had to stay overnight, and then had surgery. So like my whole promo schedule for the weekend went out the window.
Oh fucking hell! So are you back gigging now then, or are you still? No.
So because Manchester's in a local like lockdown,
Oh, so you're still locked down then technically.
well, so like they released like indoor performances this week, didn't they?
Yeah.
So on Saturday, but because Manchester's still under local lockdown,
Yeah.
they haven't released them yet. So technically, indoor performances are still not allowed in Manchester. So I'm just like waiting now.
Yeah.
It's coming soon, but
yeah. Did you have much help with the government grants and stuff?
yeah. Yes and no. It's stressful at the start. Like you didn't know what was happening. Like I was like, okay. I had some weddings booked in, which were worth like a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going to happen? Like, are they getting cancelled? And like, the further into lockdown, the more things were like, not sure where the next paycheck's coming from. And then luckily, because unlike a lot of DJs, I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I got the self-employment grant, and because I work for a nightclub company doing graphic design for them as well.
Yeah.
Luckily, they furloughed me as well. So.
Oh, well, that's a bonus then.
So even though the furlough from them was like not a lot at all, it was like for a while I thought that's all I was going to get. I thought like something's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like now, I'm not DJing yet, but I am working. So I've just started going back to work, but I'm waiting tables, man. That's what I'm doing.
Old school, man. I remember like back in the day when you was behind the bars and stuff.
Yeah, so I was just like, the venues that I work with and stuff have been really helpful. They're like, look, we need more staff. You need to do work. So like, come help us out. Like we'll only pay you like what we pay everyone else.
Yeah.
But if you need it, then it's there. So like just a couple of shifts a week just to try and get me some income back up.
Yeah.
Because like for self-employed people, the support ends like
it's this week.
This week.
Yeah. Because I was the same as you. Obviously, I've been self-employed for years, and I like when the
best thing I ever did.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I tell everybody. I think as long as you've got the right work ethic of like, I need to earn some money. But some people need that. I think, like some people need to be able to just sack off any of their 9-to-5s or anything like that, and just go, this is what I'm doing. Whereas some people kind of. They'll go, oh, I have a job and I'll do this on the side, and it never really goes. And like, well, me and you have been there before. Of like, oh, we'll see if we can make this work while we're still working 50 hours a week. Do you know what I mean?
That's how pretty much my DJ career started, isn't it? Like when I actually started properly, like I was working in a nightclub, and then on my nights off, DJing in a different nightclub.
Yeah, but I suppose with that though, I mean, that's a bit more like you're surrounded by that atmosphere. Like, say if you was like an accountant or, just working in a fucking, I don't know, Sports Direct 9-to-5, you just you get home and you go, oh, I've got to go do this, and it becomes like although the passion's there, you're very much more like you find yourself just being like, I'm too tired for this shit. Like
I was very lucky in the fact that when I decided to quit that and like. I quit my job with no prospects really, and just thought I have a go at see what I can do, and I went from having nothing to having 3 gigs a week in like a week's time. So I kind of landed on my feet because I already had all the connections in the industry. So it's
and the thing is as well, if you've got that drive as well of like the balls of just going, I'm quitting this, I'm going to do that, and I found especially like when I took up tattooing professionally. I was very much like people were like, at least you got stuff to fall back on, and I'm just like, no, that's not why I'm doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm kind of like a bit of a jack of all trades in like the nightclub industry. Though, I'm a DJ, but I'm willing to wait tables as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that's good anyway, because if you do get like Kanye West level fame, you'll remember where you come from, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous people out there that really sort of, take it for granted, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I'll ever get that fame, but
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't, well, you never know what's going to happen, do you?
No. Right place, right time, mate. And
Well, it depends what music I'm making.
Yeah.
But like the music I'm making at the minute is definitely not mainstream. So.
No, but there's some big names in it. You're doing a lot of techno at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's some big names in that. Like I didn't realise until, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I went to Boomtown for the first time, how big of a cult following like techno has.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I always used to think it was a bit boring.
Yeah.
And then I've always been into like every kind of music. So I thought techno was a bit boring. To be fair, for a while I thought house was a bit boring as well.
Yeah.
But you've just got to find the right kind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like saying, oh yeah, I like drum and bass. Yeah, but what type of drum and bass do you like?
Yeah.
Because there's so many different subgenres.
Yeah, well, that was the thing at Boomtown. I went with a couple of friends, and they're more sort of the rock, punk, ska, that sort of orientation. But there's just so much drum and bass. I'm like, well, yeah, technically there's a lot of drum and bass, but there's a lot of different stuff, and they're like, it just all sounds the same, and I'm like, there's a lot more to it. And although myself, I'm not categorically a techno guy, but you put me in the middle of one of the woods at Boomtown, the techno player, mate, I'm all over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the sort of person that will go to anything like that and just be like, oh, what's over here? Oh, there's some fucking shantytown Scottish folk fusion band playing, and I'm just like, well, I'll have a dance then.
Well, yeah. So I work Lost Village Festival every year, don't I? And I love that. But that's very like Boomtown-esque, but a bit more boutique, like a lot smaller, and it's a lot of house, disco, techno sort of vibes.
Yeah.
But it's got that very like otherworldly sort of feel, like dancing in a woods.
Yeah.
Surrounded by wrecked planes and random shit like that.
Yeah. I must admit, I keep meaning, because it's only down the road from us.
Yeah.
And I just sort of, I keep meaning to be like, I'll go this year, and then it just happens.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very good festival. Like I've worked it every year since it started. This year was supposed to be year 6, and it's supposed to be like next week. Yeah. And that was like, I was holding on for that because I love working it. Yeah. I work on the bar team there as a manager, so it's like it's like the hardest 7 days of your life, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. I've always wanted to sort of work a festival, but then I'm just like, I really don't want to work a festival.
Nah.
I think it takes a certain breed to be able to be like, right, work mode, party mode, work mode, party mode.
Yeah, for the like normal staff that go, that's what they do. But like for me, it's wake up, work for anywhere from 16 to 20 hours.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, wake up, 16 to 20 hours, depending on what's happening that day, for 7 days, and then leave.
Yeah.
Get a pay packet and leave, like.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I think you have to with that sort of thing. You'd have to commit fully, wouldn't you? Like you say, you do. Like just be like live and breathe the work inside of it and enjoy that rather than try and split your time.
Yeah, but so no, like techno. Back to techno though, like the biggest thing that made me fall in love with it even more was, so I went to Berlin in like October, I think it was, last year. So while I was in Berlin, it was like, right, well, we're in Berlin, so we've got to go to one of like the big techno clubs.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, so I'd love to go to the Berghain, but it's so notorious about not getting in. I was like, I don't want to waste like 3 or 4 hours of my holiday queuing to get a no.
Yeah, but you're British. That's what British people do, mate.
So instead, I went to, which is arguably as like well known in the techno scene, like Presser. It's in the basement of an old power station.
Yeah, that sounds sick. To be fair,
and it's just mad. But when you get in there, like, so you get to the door, they put stickers over your phone, so you can't take photos or anything like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when you get to the door, the they've got like notoriously hard bouncers that like ask you questions and stuff like where you from, who you here to see, like all that stuff.
How many people are you killed and
Yeah.
why?
So yeah, before you even step foot in the door, you've got stickers on your phone, and it was such like a liberating club experience.
Yeah.
Just being on a dance floor and everyone in the room being present,
and not just like that filming.
Yeah. So it was like a bit of a revolutionary clubbing experience because I'm so used to like English clubs and what they're all about.
Yeah.
To go there, and it was like I didn't know anyone that was playing really. It was a night called New Faces. It's like their Thursday night. It's just like unknown DJs that are playing like 4-hour sets. It's mad. Like we went in and the person in front of us went to the girl on the like entry. Oh, what time do you close? And she just went, I don't know.
Yeah. We close when we close.
Yeah. So like we went and we was like. So we went when it opened at 11 o'clock, so it didn't open till 11 at night.
Yeah.
It got to I think it got to like 4 a.m. and we were like, should we go? And we looked how much an Uber back to the hotel was going to cost. It was like 30 euros or something to get an Uber. And I was like, right, so we can get an Uber or we can stay for another hour, get another like 2 rounds of drinks in, and then just jump on the metro.
Yeah.
So
win-win.
You can imagine which one I did.
Even if the 2 rounds of drinks cost you like €100, you're still like, that's the better idea.
No, because the drinks were quite cheap, you know. It's like a round of drinks were like €15.
I feel like everybody says that about literally anywhere in the world apart from England.
Yeah. Oh yeah, drinks are all cheap.
Yeah. Apart from if you go to like a big major city and someone will go, oh, it's bloody too expensive to bloody go there.
But yeah, so that made me properly like. I really enjoyed it. Like it was one of the like most enjoyable clubbing experiences I've had.
And that changed your sort of like perception of it all then.
Yeah, like I already liked it, but like it wouldn't be like my go-to thing to be like, oh, I wonder what's come out on like the techno charts or whatever like that.
It just made you just became you like understood it then, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
It's like a light switch.
Yeah.
But like I whenever I make music, I never like there was a time like when I was running Grit, which is obviously like a baseline led sort of night. Like I'd sit and try and make baseline, and I felt like I was trying to shoehorn myself into a box.
Yeah.
And like I'd try and make something, and I was like, this is shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not feeling it at all. So I just like I had so many like starts of projects that I just was like I don't like this.
Yeah.
I had like writer's block for like a couple of years. Like I just couldn't get anything finished.
No. I think I've been like that. I don't know if that's an age thing.
I don't know. So like, but one day I just opened an empty project and went, right, let's stop trying to shoehorn it into a box and let's just see what comes out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's always better like that.
And like, so I did a song called Hardly Breathe that's out on Spotify.
Yeah, man.
I made that.
I've heard that one, but I because my Facebook feed is always full of stuff. I saw it, clicked on it, listened to about I don't know because it's quite long, isn't it? About 8 minutes long.
I think that's my new one.
Is that your new one? But yeah, I listened to about 3 minutes of it, and then my little one come up, Daddy, come on, and I'm like, all right, and then it's gone off my feed, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I've lost that now.
Yeah, so Hardly Breathe came out 2 years ago ish.
Oh right, okay.
So that was a while ago. So I did that, and then so that took me about a day in the studio, like 2 days in the studio, like making.
Yeah.
And I was on such a vibe that I made the next song in a day, 2 days straight after.
Right.
And then didn't release anything for 2 years again because I got busy with like work and everything.
Yeah.
And then like lockdown has really allowed me to just like piss about. Like I've got about 6 or 7 projects on the go at the minute.
Yeah, man. Are you thinking EP then, or like album, or?
I was gonna, but
just banging them out as singles.
I'm just banging them out as singles. So I started one and I decided that was shit. So it's kind of I still got it, but it's kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
Then I did I Lose, which is I released that last month.
That's the one that I heard. I Lose. Yeah. That's the one.
So
I should do a bit more research with people before I do these interviews, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably, yeah. So did I lose last month? But like in the scheme of things, I did that, mastered it, and then 2 days later, I had the one that came out Friday finished as well.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just gonna. I sent a couple of them to labels and like waited on them, but I just love that DIY feel. It just reminds me of like the old days. Like just self-release it, mate. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Just self-release it, promote yourself. You don't have to fucking bow to anyone and like do your own promotion. See what happens.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of bigger scope for doing that now. Like obviously we was in bands. It must be 10 years ago, 12 years ago, something daft like that now.
Burning CDs on your mum's computer.
Yeah. And like we recorded when we had obviously there was that back room at my dad's, and we'd cut the hole in the door to put the fucking cables through. We had that desktop computer, and it was like we got one shot to record. That's it. If it doesn't, And do you know what? Like some of them recordings from back then, I'm just like, actually these are pretty good. Like for
I looked on one of my hard drives the other day because I've got a Windows PC now. I haven't had a Windows PC in years.
Yeah.
So, like, behind my Mac now, I've got a Windows gaming computer.
Yeah.
I loaded up one of my old hard drives, and obviously all the old Fruity Loops files and everything are there.
Yeah, man.
I was like, I've got to download Fruity Loops and load some of these in and see what they sound like. And I'm like, the old Digital Saints, like, I've got recordings from back when we were recording other bands as well. I think, how the fuck did we manage to do this?
Yeah. It's I think, as much as things have become more accessible, it kind of restricts your creativeness.
We did some of the best recordings with 4 mics like this.
Yeah, that was
just into a mixer, mixed live.
Yeah,
and gone. Yeah, that sounds all right. It records one channel coming in, like that's it.
That's it. And it's like you do a drum track, and you're like, right, you've got to play this right the whole way through because we can't chop it, we can't do fuck all.
Into Cool Edit Pro, mate.
Yeah. Which I think isn't that's Adobe Audition now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Adobe bought it.
Yeah.
And that's Adobe Audition, yeah. Even towards the end of us using that, Adobe Audition was already out, but we were still using, I think, Cool Edit Pro 2.0, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they go, Cool Edit Pro 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, sounds beyond cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was dedicated to the old schoolness. We was like, no, we are 19. We are not changing our programs for the rest of our lives.
Well, I just think, looking back at it now, I'm like, how did we get such good recordings out of this without any compressors, without any EQs on like a big old fucking analog box mixer, like nothing.
The only just like.
When we got to Digital Saints days, we were a bit more clued up, like using Logic and multi-tracking stuff. But I mean, even then, we didn't get as complex as the stuff that I understand how to do now. Is like head and shoulders above. Yeah. And I just think, I bet if we went back to the Digital Saints days and record it now, it probably sounds shitter. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, we've spoke about it before, but I think we definitely need to not necessarily reignite that, but I think it'd be cool to work on a couple of tracks together. Even if I come over to you and we just spend like a weekend, and I'll just bring all the guitars and stuff and just like definitely. It's just fucking time, man. Time gets in the way of fucking everything.
Absolutely.
Which is weird. Absolutely. Well, life gets in the way of everything.
And we've both got businesses now and shit going on. It's like when we were 18 and our only thing was we've got to go to the Axe and have a pint on Friday. So when can we fit in a band practice? Probably Friday afternoon.
Have you heard the bad news about the ocean as well?
I saw on your Facebook. Apparently, it's been taken over.
Ocean Chinese in Boston was the best thing in the world, and it got taken over, and it's just not the same anymore, mate.
E12 and chips.
Yeah, I mean, first the Axe in Cleveland, like
it all went downhill when it went from E8 to E12 for me, I think.
Really?
You don't change your numbers, mate.
For anybody listening and watching at home, do you want to explain what the E8 and E12 was?
So E8 and chips. So E8 was an economy meal, It was just like a metal tray. You got like a handful of chicken balls covered in sweet and sour sauce with choice of chips, rice, something else probably.
It was like £4, wasn't it? We used to do that every night, and that's why I ended up the size I am, and somehow you didn't.
Yeah, get mega pissed on the walk home.
I think it's because you were shagging a lot more at that age, and I was just a fat loser that was like, see ya. I'm gonna go eat more chicken balls.
I don't know how I've managed to stay so slim.
Just Eat has killed me, mate, over the years. It is slowly killing me. Like, some people get addicted to heroin. You know, some people they get.
Hey, you say that. I live in a big city now. I've got Deliveroo, Just Eat, Uber Eats, all of the big players available at my fingertips, all delivered to my door. Yeah, scary.
But that's the thing. Over the past, I don't know, year and a half, it's all come to Lincoln now. So we've got it all, and I live in the catchment now. So, it's fucking terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm just like, I'll spend £80 at Asda on getting loads of food for the week, and then what I'll do, I'll let that go off in the fridge, and while I order another pizza.
Yeah, nightmare.
Yeah,
I'm vegetarian nowadays, so
oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. My partner's vegetarian, and I got fed up of cooking everything twice. Be like, oh, we're having cook everything twice. I was like, I'm going to try and be vegetarian, and then you just realise it's actually, when you try it, it's actually quite easy. And I was at the start, I was like, oh, it's not about the animals. Like, it's about just like trying something different and trying to be a bit healthier. And kind of when you remove yourself from it a bit, you realise that, you know, it's a bit weird, but
it's not weird. It's actually like I've got a lot of respect for vegans and vegetarians, and people always sort of do the whingy thing to me.
I mean, the killing animals is weird. Like, you realise
that. It's fucking odd, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, the thing is, I mean, as you know, I've got like essentially a fucking eating disorder that I just ignore, and. Like, for me, if I got rid of meat, I would struggle a lot, and I've been trying to get involved in some sort of like therapy for it, but like
that's what that was the same, mate. When I was at uni and stuff, before going vegetarian, I just used to eat meat and potatoes in different varieties.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll have sausage and mash, and then I'll have sausage and chips, and then I'll have.
Yeah.
I'll have burger and chips.
Yeah.
Something and chips.
Yeah.
I'll mix it up this week. I'll have pizza.
Yeah, or a toad in the hole.
Yeah. It's just like beige.
Yeah.
I still don't like fruit and vegetables. Like, you know me, I've never really liked fruit and veg, but like, you can get so many things that substitute meat but are so better for you.
Yeah. That's why I never argue with a vegan, because I'm like, you're right. You are right. You're correct, but I'm not doing it.
Cheese is my downfall, mate.
Yeah, that's a lot of people, you know. Nearly everyone I speak to, they're like, "But what about the cheese, bro?"
So, like, because that's why I'm only vegetarian. Because the cheese, man, vegan cheese, shite.
Yeah,
shite.
Well, you know Johnny Noden, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a band again with him now at the minute. And he's vegan, which is expected of a man like Johnny Noden. And he claims,
he's been vegan for years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he claims that the cheese is good, but I can almost see the lies in his eyes as he says it.
It just has to keep repeating it.
Yeah.
The cheese is good. The cheese is good.
Honestly,
the cheese is good.
His eyes are saying, "Please kill me now." You know. But we was on a night out, and all of us was like, "Where are we going?" And he was like, "Oh, we need to go somewhere that's got vegan friendly menu." And we was like, "Yeah, fair enough, that's cool." Found a place. It was near Christmas. Finally found a place, and then he rocks up and he orders halloumi fries.
What?
And we're like, "So we've come here for you to have vegan stuff."
They've got fucking loads of cheese in, mate. It's just cheese.
No, it was just like
fried cheese.
He just went, well, you know what he's like. He just went, well, I just thought I'd have a night off. I was like, so why did we need to come to a vegan friendly restaurant?
Yeah, well, you should have a burger, mate.
Yeah. Oh, mate, he's just exactly the same as he always has been, but he's got children that he's responsible for.
Yeah. You're the same though, Trump. You're
Yeah.
exactly the same 10 years ago, but you've got children to be responsible for now.
And a slightly better beard. Only slightly.
Same.
Yeah.
Not minus the children. I've managed to swerve that so far.
Yeah. Well, it's good, mate. I would advise it if it's something you want to do, but
Buy an house first, mate.
Yeah, it's fucking hard work, man. We're trying to save up for a house, but we're in that loop and that thing of the whole. Well, we're paying that much out in rent and all that bullshit that
you can't afford to save.
Yeah. So it just is what it is.
It?
Yeah.
If you want to live in a nice house, you have to pay a lot of rent, don't you?
Yeah.
But if you want a nice house, you have to live in a shithole for a bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm quite lucky that me and my partner are on like exactly the same wavelength. Like we're not done living our lives yet.
Yeah.
That's how we both feel. So we're still enjoying like what we want to enjoy in life.
Yeah.
Because you have to give up a certain amount of that when you have children. Like,
yeah.
If we want to just go out, we can just do it.
Yeah.
And it's just.
I envy that to an extent, and I don't blame you. I think that's the most sensible thing to do, mate. If you're not ready for it, don't fucking go for it.
We both agreed that like, look, we enjoy what we've got at the minute, and we want to buy a house before we even think about doing that. Because once you buy a house and your rent's lower and everything like that, frees up a bit of money in the old budget to be able to afford it.
Yeah, and they're fucking expensive, man.
Yeah.
And I'm quite strict with mine. I'm like, you're not having it. You got to learn. Like, you don't pay rent yet, so fuck off. You're not having them clothes. You just have your nappies and be happy. But like the missus, she's like, oh, I'll just get her this from Asda. And I'm like, fucking no, stop it. I'm terrible, really. I'm proper like Hitler when it comes to my living. But if I envy the fact that you like having a bit more spare time.
Yeah.
But like I say, if you're not ready for kids, you get mad about losing that time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think when we're both ready, we'll be ready. Like at the minute, like I'm sat in a room that is full of my shit. Like it's we live in a 2-bedroom house, and one of the rooms that's supposed to be a bedroom is taken up entirely by my decks and the computer. Like for me to do my job. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not ready to like go. Where am I going to put all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm slowly getting like moved out of all my house. Very slowly, just being squeezed out. I'm hoping we can buy somewhere a little bit bigger, and I can be like, I have an attic room or something like that. But it's slowly become like I had a whole room dedicated to like all my Lego and stuff like that, and now it's just one cabinet in the dining room, and I don't even realise it's happened.
Turn around and you're like, where's all the shit come from?
I converted the garage. Like I said, I built that bar and stuff, and I just feel like I'm just like You
clubhouse down there.
Yeah, man, yeah. I'm just like living in the garage now.
Been pushed out into the garage.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, before rather than talking about all that babies and stuff, So, when are these new tracks coming out? Then have you got a bit of a timeline for all that?
So I'm trying to do. So I've just released one.
Yeah.
I released one last month. So kind of just as and when I finish them, I'm trying to kind of aim for one a month.
Yeah.
But don't want to put like any constraints on myself. I don't want to be rushing things out. Also, I don't want to be like, oh well, it's now 2 years later and I've not released anything else again.
Yeah, it's hard to find that balance, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird as well because like when you send something for distribution, it's like depends how you want to do it because you can either, well, my distributor anyway that I use, you can either tell them to release it ASAP, which will release anywhere from 5 to 10 days, or you can give it an exact release date, but it's got to be in 2 weeks' time or more.
Right. Okay.
So, like, if I want to get another one out next month, and it needs to be done by the end of this month,
Yeah.
to hit the same sort of release window I've just released at, like mid-month.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to think of that as well.
Yeah.
Then it's good and bad because it gives you time to, like, you finish something, you're happy, you've sent it to distro, and then you've got 2 weeks to think about how you're gonna sell that.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks, like I've done little teaser videos and stuff like that, and just like try and get it out. It's a bit, it's difficult, especially with Facebook nowadays. Like, they want you to pay for absolutely everything.
Oh yeah, they're a fucking nightmare for that, man. Absolute nightmare.
Like, you put something out and you're like, why has this only got 10 views?
Yeah. When you've got a fan base of like however many thousand or whatever, you just like, people have chosen, they've clicked to say they want to see my shit.
Like, I've got a lot more, like, my Facebook is not as good. My Instagram, I've got like a few thousand. My Facebook's like in the hundreds, which, to be fair, I should probably work on. But I've just found that Instagram, I get a lot more engagement. Like, people are, like, on Facebook, you've got to do a lot more to get an engagement out of someone. Like, you upload something quite visual to Instagram, and it's like a double click and someone's liked it as they're scrolling through the phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's really easy to get people to engage with your content on Instagram in comparison to Facebook. You put, like, if you put a comment up and there's nothing else attached to it, no one's interested. You've got to be a real visual storyteller.
Yeah. Got a lot of bells and whistles, haven't it? Like, to grab attention.
Yeah, and another weird one is Facebook don't like you linking out of Facebook. So when you're trying to promote things that are on, like, Spotify or SoundCloud or whatever, like, if it goes out of Facebook, they don't want to promote it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that's how it worked. I'm still trying to get my head around a lot of the advertising and stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, so Facebook doesn't like you linking out of Facebook. So if you upload a video to Facebook and then share that on your Facebook, that's more likely to get pushed to more news feeds than if you upload a video to YouTube and then try and share that.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So like their algorithm pushes it more.
Yeah, because you're staying within their realms. Like, obviously, if you link out to YouTube are getting the ad revenue.
Yeah.
Whereas if you link through Facebook obviously take a cut of the ads, don't they? They charge for them ads. So if they can keep people on Facebook and keep pushing the ads, they make more money. So they don't really want to push links out to different sites.
Yeah, I get that. I kind of understand that from a business point of view, but like, I've sort of had this with my dad about like Facebook and that. Like, a few people that are moaning about, this shouldn't be on it or that should be on it and all this, and I'm like, well, I'm half and half, because I'm like, yeah, I get you, because it's public domain, but it's Zuckerberg's house, isn't it? Like, you don't like his rules, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's really weird the way that, especially with like all this lockdown stuff, you start looking into these things and you're like, hold on a minute, is he an alien?
Yeah. It's just an odd one.
Yeah.
But so yeah, like, I'm trying to do one a month ish, but I don't know. I have other things that I'm trying to get through as well. But obviously, Earth Man's gonna put a bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
Like, originally, I had a series that I used to do once a month, like a mix series called In the Studio, and it's just me in the studio. I set all my cameras up.
Yeah.
I hit record. And normally, like, I pick the first song off camera and like, this is where I'm going to start. I hit record on everything, and just from that song out, everything's just freestyle. Like, there's nothing planned about it. I just see where it goes.
Yeah, just your what you're feeling at the time.
Yeah, there's like you can do really good, well pre-programmed mixes that you record, and every time you fuck up, like, you start again and stuff. Or you can just, like, I just want to be like real. Like, I'd make fuck ups sometimes. Like,
Just
like
steer into the skid a little bit sometimes, haven't you, with that sort of thing? Do you know what I mean?
Which I feel like a lot of, because I'm an open format DJ, so like I DJ everything.
Yeah.
So like you've got to be able to, when you're doing that, you've got to be able to be very versatile, and you've got to be able to like do things that like a person that just DJs house or just DJs drum and bass wouldn't necessarily be learning and looking for, like transitioning in BPMs and stuff like that. Like people that are just in one genre aren't doing that really.
No. Do you think you'd gain more success by sticking to the one genre? Or what would you like to?
I don't know. So this is hard for me because like I'm obviously a club DJ, so I kind of have to. So my main income comes from playing what people want to hear, not playing what I want to play.
Yeah.
And then I do the odd like few events, which is like more me playing what I want to play.
Yeah.
Like when I was running my own events, that was me playing what I wanted to play, booking who I wanted to book. Like it was enjoyable. It was very stressful, but it was also enjoyable. But like I used to have the killer thing that I did, which was like a drum and bass dubstep project, and that was just that. And then when I started moving out the realms of that, I kind of changed my brand to what I am now.
Yeah.
But I think like I could make myself a techno alias, but is it just putting out loads of different aliases? Like, I like drum and bass, so I've got a drum and bass alias, a techno alias, I've got my open format alias.
Yeah.
Lose track of things like, you know what, this is me. If you don't like what I'm putting out, then you don't have to listen to it, do you? So,
jog on.
I'm gonna like if I like want to. So that I Lose song, I've been making a VIP version of that over the past couple of weeks, and it's the weirdest VIP ever because it's an orchestral VIP. So it's an orchestral.
Yeah.
So it's an orchestral version of a techno song.
Yeah.
So that'll probably, I don't know if I might send it to Spotify. I'm not. If not, I'll just put it on my SoundCloud as kind of like a little.
I think what would be cool with that is if you put that out for like a remix. You know what I mean? Like put the stems out for people to.
So you should say that because I have a stem pack for that song already made, and I sent it to one person who asked specifically. They went, "Oh, can I remix this?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I can. I'll send you a stem pack." So the stem pack's there. So if anyone wants the stem pack and wants to remix my tune,
man,
email me or Facebook me.
Man.
But yeah, so like orchestral version, a bit different, and like it's still very much in the same vein as the song that I've released, and it's still got a lot of the elements from the same song and a lot of the structure, but it's just like a different twist on it. And if people don't like the songs that I released 2 years ago are slightly different to the songs that I've released recently because of the kind of vibe that I'm feeling at the minute. And you know, in 2 years' time, or like even a year's time, who knows what will be coming out of my little brain. Like I just ever since, like I said before, like just trying to funnel myself into a genre, like I just wasn't getting anywhere. So now I just go with
just do you, and then just brand yourself as JBRG.
JBRG is my DJ project, and it'll forever be open format.
Yeah.
Like you never know. One day I might bring out a fucking hip hop song.
Yeah.
Who knows? And I'll just release it under that because that's just me now. Like the JBRG is just an abbreviation of my name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just me. Like I was thinking, what am I going to call myself? And I was like, I don't want to be DJ Jason Bridges. That sounds shit. What am I going to call myself? I need to be a bit like. I need to be a bit edgy, but not too edgy.
Yeah, just quirky, slightly quirky.
I just think, what's your DJ name? Oh, it's DJ Jason Bridges. It just sounds
Yeah, I mean, you've got quite a decent name. It's not like a bland
but
name, but it doesn't
every
work as a DJ, I don't think.
like Patrick Toppin, for example, he's got a decent name there, hasn't he? Patrick Toppin. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he's not called himself DJ Patrick Toppin, because that makes it instantly sound shit, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sounds like a 14-year-old little lad in his like shed with
Yeah.
with a little Newmark's little spinny thing going. I make music, me.
Yeah, exactly. He's quite lucky. Like, it's like Hot Since '82. He used to DJ under his name, and he only made it big when he changed his name to Hot Since '82.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he was like on the underground doing all right as his own name, and then he changed his name and put some other stuff out and got noticed from that,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
kind of weird.
I think people they underestimate like how much a name means.
Yeah,
Just
it's like
it
branding
needs
and
to be
everything as
catching.
well.
Yeah, that's one of
So
the
like,
things that I've said with like my shop, my artwork, my music, anything like that. I'm like, branding is fucking key, man. Like, there's so much
yeah,
stuff out there that is fucking shit, and like, no disrespect to a lot of people, but their branding is that good that they've just gone fucking
people don't
tenfold.
realise that when you want to be a DJ and you want to be successful, you need to be a DJ. Is step one.
Yeah, 101, be a DJ.
And then that's probably the smallest little part of it. And
Yeah.
then you have to be a graphic designer, a marketer, a fucking video editor.
Yeah.
You have to be able to market yourself. Like, one of the biggest things I did was move from Lincoln to Manchester and be like, right, well, what the fuck do I do now? Because all of my contacts that I've built over the past like 5-6 years are in Lincoln,
Yeah.
and now I've got to get into Manchester.
Yeah. But I suppose that makes you though, doesn't it? I think things like that whole sort of that drive.
You got to do it, but like when it comes to marketing. So when I first started this, I was DJ JBRG,
Yeah.
and I had a logo and everything, and I was doing events, and people kept putting me on flyers as JBRG and not using the DJ bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, like, it's not matching up with my brand. And I got so fed up with it, I just went, right, I'm dropping the DJ.
Yeah.
I was like, if no one's going to use it on flyers, then it obviously doesn't need to be there.
No.
So I changed my brand up a little bit, new logo, and I've stuck with it ever since, and it's gone really well. And then people start branding me as DJ JBRG, which is like double annoying.
I mean, personally, I prefer JBRG just because I've always found it a bit confusing that people like DJs call themselves DJ this, and I'm just like, it's not like Mechanic John or Builder Pete. Like, I suppose a lot of people say that sort of stuff, but
I feel like I know a lot of people that still use it, but when you look at the actual really successful people, none of them have got DJ in their name.
Yeah, it's not like DJ Calvin Harris, is it? It's just Calvin Harris. Do you like
some people that I who are now like fucking in the charts and stuff? So like, I used to, when I was in the club scene, used to work with James Hype all the time.
Yeah,
now he's a fucking #1 artist.
Yeah,
he's not DJ James Hype, is he?
No,
like,
yeah.
Danny T's the same. Like, he did used to go by DJ Danny T for a bit, but he dropped the DJ.
Yeah.
Like, everyone. There's like a hip hop DJ I know from London. He's called Martin Too Smooth.
That's a good name. That is a good name.
He's the tour DJ for EVE, so like he smashed the brand out of the park. He does gumball rallies and everything.
Oh, sick. Yeah, man.
And there's another one as well in London. He's just called Andy P.
Yeah.
Just Andy Pennell.
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious. So he doesn't have a DJ page. He got a blue tick on just his Facebook profile, on his normal Facebook profile.
Really? That's pretty cool.
How random's that?
Yeah.
So he just like, he doesn't have a DJ page. He just has his normal profile. And now you can like follow. You have friends, and then you can follow.
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So like, he's got like thousands of followers, but like only 5,000 friends, because that's all you can have.
Yeah.
But also got a blue tick profile account, which is weird.
That's cool though. I like that. I think that's my aim in life, and it's quite
To get a blue tick.
Yeah, it's quite a sad aim really. I want to just like I don't even want to be anything a big deal. I think I might just start hounding like fucking Instagram and Twitter and all that.
If you go on Instagram, you can apply for a blue tick now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the criteria though?
It doesn't tell you.
It just says. I think I might start a load of fan pages of my own and make out like the big fan pages. And then
I applied for mine and it said, you've not reached the criteria, but it doesn't tell you what the criteria is.
It just goes, nah, you're not important enough yet.
I've got blue tick on Spotify. That's all I do.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, do you know how you get that? You just go, are you the real one? Yeah, here I am. you just got to back up that the person with the artist profile is the person that's to release the music.
Yeah.
And they give you a blue tick. But
it's a bit like they send you a letter in the post and you put a code in.
I feel like it's not a real blue tick. That's what I say.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's an achievement though, mate.
It was too easy to get.
Yeah. That's right. Can you see yourself with a blue tick?
I'd love a blue tick, mate, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot. I don't want to sound lazy, but it's DJing. It's hard work, man.
Yeah. There's a big market as well now, isn't it?
You know what? Like when I started, it was so hard. Like you remember me when I bought decks.
Yeah.
It's like the entry level was buy a pair of turntables.
Yeah.
And then the people that had money had CDJs.
Yeah.
And nowadays the entry level is a 200 quid controller, and the people who've got money have still got CDJs. Yeah,
yeah. It hasn't gone up like that, has it? It's sort of just gone. The entry level's just getting closer and closer to the industry standard.
It's like you have to spend loads of money and learn loads of skill, and then someone came and tucked in some technology underneath and went, "This is really cheap and easy."
Yeah, well, it's one of my mates. Like we've had a few drinks and that at the bar and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting into DJing and whatnot," and he's just got an app on his phone that Bluetooths, and I'm someone who appreciates DJing, and I know the work that goes into real DJing. But that sync button, mate, is a fucking... It's the devil in disguise, isn't it?
I've seen some people do some amazing things on their phone.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yeah, I mean, I can't knock the technology, but it must be frustrating for someone like you that spent years doing it the old school way, so to speak.
It isn't. The technology... since learning as, a young'un, the technology has got better and better, and it means that not only does it mean it's more accessible, but it means that it makes our jobs easier as well. I don't really use sync, but if you're in a pinch,
it's there.
It can be a get out of free card, and also if you're using sync properly, you can do some sick things. If you're playing 3 decks that are all synced, and you're slow one down, and all the other 3, well, the other 2 slow down with it because you've got them synced, and you put an effect over it. You can do some stupidly amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Which with 2 pairs of vinyl, you just wouldn't be able to.
No.
So you've got to commend the technology, and you've also it's made it accessible. It's made there be a lot of DJs in the market that before, even 10 years ago, was a much more niche market. Had a lot. I'm not saying it was easier to get gigs. It was still hard, but 10 years ago, you didn't have Billy in his bedroom with his controller who's learned how to DJ in a year and is now getting gigs. It was I think I can't even think. I think I spent two maybe 3 years learning before I even had a gig.
Yeah, and now you just don't really have to. But then I suppose it's still just as hard to get the gigs. But
it's if anything, it's easier to DJ now, and it's harder to get the gigs.
Yeah, and actually get the success, and it not just be a Saturday night thing, sort of thing.
It's a bit of a weird one because the success lies in kind of nowadays in the charts. So to be a successful DJ before, you would, you build your local following and stuff like that. Which I mean, to a point, you still have. But like, if you're going out to a club, do you really care who the DJ is? Like a lot of people, the answer to that is no, unless you go into a specific event where the DJs count, and in which case they're probably spending thousands of pounds on booking them DJs, which probably means they're in the charts.
Yeah.
At least some charts, like in the Beatport charts, in the actual charts, like if they're booking them people, there's something.
Yeah.
Aren't there?
Yeah.
Like, I know from booking people, like you book the people that you think are going to bring the people. The promoters book the people that they think people are going to want to come and see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a catch-22, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you've just got to work out what you measure success as, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I think I measure success as being able to do what I want as a job and not have to worry so much about where my next paycheck's coming because I've got regular income. Like, that's success for me. Success for me is being able to have all this stuff behind me.
Yeah.
And do it whenever I want and make a career out of it. Like, that's success for me. Like,
a lot more based on happiness then.
Yeah, like if no one listens to my songs, like, you don't make fuck all money out of it. Costs me more money than I make really to release songs, but you know what? It adds a bit of credibility to have your name on Spotify with your tracks underneath it.
Yeah, definitely.
If no one really listens to it, I'm happy. That's all that matters.
I think that's a big thing. I don't know whether I was hung up on it like when we was younger and stuff, but certainly, I don't know, 20, 24, 25 plus, very much like with any music and stuff like that and artwork, I've been very much, you know what, I like it and I would buy this. There might be other people out there that want to buy this. If they don't, they don't. I'm putting this out. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I think when we was certainly a lot younger, when we was writing and stuff, and I think I was very much more like, what's going to sell? Like, what do people want to hear? And try and be inventive.
Now, like, I could, if I really wanted to, I think I could probably release a house track that sounds like every other house track that's getting success in the charts now. Like, I could sit and I could emulate that, but would I really be? And you know, it might become a hit, but would I really be happy? Releasing something that's emulating what's popular to try and get fame? Probably not. Like,
and also you run the risk of just being the guy that did that song, and you might have a full back catalogue of songs that you're actually happy with, and no one know you for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like Fisher. So Fisher's got the Australian DJ Fisher did the song "Losing It," didn't he?
Yeah. Which is a banger, to be fair. It's pretty cool.
He's got another one, but so it's quite well known, I feel, like, it's definitely quite well known in the industry that Fisher doesn't make his own songs.
Oh, really?
At all. It's pretty widespread known that he's ghost written.
Yeah.
And he's just a DJ. Apparently, he's a good DJ, but he can't produce. So he gets someone to ghost produce for him.
Yeah.
And so there's somewhere out there that made that banger.
Yeah.
And he's got his name on it.
But I mean, it's a bit like like business point of view. If that guy's still getting paid and he doesn't want the fame side of it.
Well, yeah. Like
do you know what I mean?
There's a few producers out there that have got sort of are known for it, and there's a few producers out there that are known for doing the ghost producing as well. Like, so, I mean, it's rife in the industry. There's a lot of people out there that I think don't make their own tunes, but equally, there's a lot of people out there that work really, really fucking hard and they end up releasing absolute bangers. So
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you are a ghostwriter and you're getting your fucking paycheck for them things, and you could potentially have that sort of bankroll of being rich and famous, but you ain't got paparazzi at your door every day. You ain't got, you know what I mean? You can go and live that fucking lavish lifestyle without having to worry about all that bullshit. And a lot of people But, a lot of people would be happy with that. I mean, would you be happy with that, or would you like?
You know what? Like, so there's you must know Mackie G and his song Tour.
Yes, I probably would if I heard it. I've heard the name.
Big tune. So I know someone that knows Mackie G quite well, and apparently Mackie G loves producing and hates with a passion DJing, but it obviously makes quite a lot of money out of DJing.
Yeah.
So he goes and does it.
Yeah.
But really, his heart's in making music and putting it out, and the DJing is like the bit of the job that he has to do, but he doesn't really want it.
Yeah, it's a bit like when actors do the old rounds of all the interviews and promo for the films. Like that.
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of them,
released a big tune that's popular, so people want to book him to DJ, but he
yeah,
doesn't really want to do that, but he's got to because it's
yeah.
the more he DJs, the bigger his profile gets, the more that song gets listened to.
It's peas in the wallet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah. Could you see yourself getting back into like the band sort of stuff again? Or
Do you know what? I'd love to. I'd love to be back playing drums or like whatever, but I don't know what I would do.
really?
I don't know. It's hard because like I've got friends in Manchester, but like not really like that I would start a band with.
Yeah.
And anyone that I would is the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Which makes it like one of the main reasons our band finished was basically because everyone was off to different bits of the country
logistics,
to live their lives. And like when you're young and you meet people in your hometown and you build a band and it doesn't really matter because you all live 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
It sounds, doesn't it? But like when anyone that you would work on music with is hundreds of miles away.
Yeah. I don't know though, but it's quite good to.
Technology helps a lot nowadays. Like if we wanted to make a tune together, we could do that. Like in the old days when we used to make like bare bones of a song and send it to each other, and then we'd like expand it out into a full song. Like we did a lot of that when we were younger. Like you still do that now, but when it comes to like actually playing live music and stuff, which again I looked at some of our projects that are on one of our hard drives. How the fuck did we do some of the things that we did back then?
Yeah, I mean, I've opened Fruit Loops up before and like Ableton and stuff like that, and I've just gone, I don't know how to use this. Like,
I just think, like when we used to reproduce a song to do a cover of it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how did we do that?
Yeah, like when one of them was like we did the whole of Skrillex's Bangarang. We remade the whole of that in Fruity Loops and then chopped it all up and put it in Ableton and triggered it all and everything. I don't know where to fucking start with that anymore.
Yeah, do you remember when we used to have three Macs or MIDI syncs across with iPads and like a million cables?
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry, like working in sound and light now, some of the gigs we used to go to, I don't know whether I'd look at us and go, what the fuck? Or look at us and go, oh, thank God I only have like one channel to deal with.
Yeah.
So you should come in, just like rack everything up. We had our own in-ears. We had our own everything and just go, right, you just need that line there. And then it's guitar and drums and bass and that's it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to work on some of that stuff though. Like, I think we can keep talking about it and talking about it, but I think we need to like, I'm one of them where I prefer like, in person, as much as I love remote working, it's just not the same as. I wish I had the time and money to be able to be like, right, we've got a studio, go for a week, we'll live there and just create a track. You know what I mean?
Do you remember that time we recorded an album? It was like near Christmas, wasn't it, in Kane's shed, and we stayed in the studio for like 5 days.
Yeah, we actually kept there as well, didn't we? Yeah.
Just lived there. We literally lived there for 5 days.
Yeah.
While we recorded an album.
Do you know what? I've forgotten about that. Actually, that is the dream, man. Like, I would love to be able to do something like that.
We just went, oh right, well everyone's off work because it's Christmas time. Everything's like we was all free and we were like, right, we're going to camp out in the studio 5 days, record.
Yeah, and to be fair, that album banged, man. Because you remember we got my cousin to drunkenly record a piano part, didn't we?
It was smashed.
Yeah, was it my house or your house or wherever? It was like he'd come over and we went,
It was your house. So he'd come over and we were like, come to the studio, and he did, and smashed. I think he was drinking scrumpy cider out
Yeah.
of the bottle.
Yeah.
Smoking fags, and he's just like, give me the root chords, and then played like that
Yeah,
incredible.
it was
like,
proper. Like I remember standing there, and it was like an out of body experience. It was just all like spiritual, and just like all these notes just came flying out of this keyboard. And I don't think it was on anything, was it? It was like it was like tilted on his arms and his legs, and it was just like. And then at the end, he was like, "And that's that," and we're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some good times when we were younger, didn't we?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like the times that it's just 2 office chairs in front of a computer, just going, oh yeah, that's a vibe, like, and just it's like a different feeling than remote working, like like actually vibing off someone else and like listening to noises and going, yeah, that's it, like let's go, let's move on that.
Have you listened to Mike Skinner's new album?
I have, yeah.
I mean, I haven't listened to it closely. I've listened to quite a few, and like I'm a big fan of Idols at the minute. So their collaboration track, like I'm all over that. Like, but his album, like the whole of that is all very like I'd love to do that.
Just like all collabs, whole
collab. just be able to go right, like get together with so and so. Like, I mean, that's half the reason I'm doing this podcast is because I just realised I had that many like creators that were friends of all, you know, music, art, fucking all sorts of random shit, and I just thought, you know what? Well, I couldn't.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Every like. I don't know, like, we're artistic people, aren't we? Like, there's people out there that just, like, not got it in them.
No. I've had people like that at the studio, like, oh, I can't draw a stick, man. Right, okay. Like,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Go back to your 9 to 5.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds snobby, doesn't it? But, like, some people just don't have it. When, you know, people sort of say to, like, oh, can you teach me to play guitar? Well, I can. But I will, I mean, I'm not a fantastic guitarist. But, you know, I can sort of... Yeah, but we can pick it up and have a tinkle and sort of, you know, we can get by as a guitarist, so to speak. And some people, like, you know, within half an hour of someone trying to play it that you're like, you ain't got it. God. You know, you're not going to do it, so just leave it. And you feel bad.
I'm at the same with people that want to learn to DJ, and like, some people are unteachable.
Yeah.
Some people really listen to you, really take everything in, and like want you to help, and other people are just unteachable.
Yeah,
completely. They're just not interested in listening. They want your help, but they don't want to accept it.
Yeah,
like,
I find a lot of people as well. They want the end goal in 24 hours.
Yeah, not the. They don't want. They don't. They just want the end goal. They don't want the hard work that comes with it. People like us, we have to create. Like, creative people, like the biggest thing from lockdown for me was like someone just went, you can't create anymore, and I went, watch me, dickhead.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, I had a good rest. I mean, it was very, but I was still, especially towards the end, very much like I need to fucking do something.
Yeah, so like I was on holiday the week before lockdown.
Oh really?
I was on holiday. I got back, and 2 days later, lockdown. So I got back on the Friday, on the Monday, lockdown. Like, on that Friday I got back, they said like I was supposed to be going to work that night, and they were like, I think we're going to cancel. I think that night he stressed that people probably shouldn't be going to pubs.
Yeah. So did you go for a pub?
And then the following like couple of days later, they went full lockdown. So it's just like I got back off holiday, felt all relaxed and ready to like jump straight back in, and someone went, no, you can't.
Yeah.
That's why I jumped straight on the live streams, which obviously a lot of people did.
But mate, I'm not gonna lie, that got me through a lot of shit, them live streams.
So I jumped straight on that. Like, I've always been set up for live streams. I've done quite a lot in the past when it was a lot less popular. So like I jumped pretty much straight on it. And like even before lockdown, every now and again I used to do one.
Yeah.
Just when I was bored, let's just do a live stream. So I jumped on it and I was doing it daily, and it was like that was kind of getting me through. Like, it was like, because no one knew when it was going to end. Like, I'm going to do this every day until I don't want to do it anymore. Like, there was a few days that I missed where I was like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Did you struggle mentally with lockdown at all?
Oh yeah, like. It's not especially at the start, and then like as more things got announced, it got easier, and it's kind of starting to get a bit harder again now.
Yeah.
So it's like at the start, I didn't know where my next paycheck was coming from. All I knew was how much money I had in the bank, and I'd just come back off holiday, so obviously I'd just fucking spent loads. And it was like, where am I? How am I going to work? What am I going to do? Where's my next paycheck coming from? Like, what? How am I going to get through this? And like, for me, music is as much of an escape as it is a job.
Yeah.
If I'm really, really pissed off, or just like not in a good mental state, sometimes all it takes is just turn the decks on, start playing some music for a bit, and just like get myself like just concentrate on something else, concentrate on something I love, and come on the other side of it a lot more enjoyable, like a lot better mood.
Yeah.
So like I think that's what kind of got me through the start. And like I did one of the live streams I did was for Impossible, one of the clubs I play at, and it was all branded up for them, and that got like nearly 2,000 views on it, and I was only on for like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
I was getting battered as well. By the end of it, I was smashed.
Yeah.
I was drinking 65% pineapple rum with iron brew.
It was probably the iron brew that did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just DJing, and after 2 hours, I finally got copyright taken down.
Yeah.
And I looked at the insights, and I was like, fucking hell, there's nearly 2,000 people. Like, most of the way through, there was like maybe 100 people watching, but for the duration of the stream, there was like 1,600, 1,700 people.
That's sick, man.
Locked in, and I was like, fucking hell, like, at least, like, it kind of was like, I've kind of like connected.
Yeah.
But not in the normal way.
Yeah.
Like at the start of live stream, like, there was a lot of quizzes and stuff like that, and it's like people just trying to find ways to connect without leaving the house. And it's like you know what, I can connect with people. I just need to like do it.
I think it brought a lot of people together, didn't it? Even though we was apart.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
it's really, really surreal. Like, do you reckon we'll ever go through something like that again, properly, or this again? I suppose for you.
I don't know. It's not happened in our lifetime, has it? This is like a one of a kind thing, I think. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's all very surreal. Very surreal, isn't it?
The only thing that I can think of, like in my lifetime, was when there was a breakout of hand, foot, and mouth, and everywhere you went, you had to disinfect your shoes and stuff. Like, as you was crossing county borders.
Yeah.
Like carpets on the floor with disinfectant on for your car tyres.
Yeah.
Random, like when I was a kid. I remember that. But like, someone saying you can't leave the house for 5 months.
Yeah.
And you like, just like, insane. I'm pretty impressed with what the government's done health-wise, but also they've missed a lot of people as well.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
So like you got a grant, didn't you? Because you've got a premises.
Yeah. That saved me, really, to be fair.
So for me, because I don't have a premises, I basically work from home and sell a service.
Yeah.
I mean, you sell a service, but you sell it from a
premises.
Like from a premises, like you have low material bills, don't you? Like in a sense, you're selling your skills.
Yeah.
And like same with me, like my material skills are all my decks and my music, aren't they? So the costs of them are relatively low, and I sell a service because I don't have a business premise. I just do it from my home office.
Yeah.
It means that I only got the employment.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I mean, I don't know how it applies to everybody, but like for me, my grant for that kept my shop open. Well, like running. Like I didn't make a lot out of it in the end. I mean, if it had carried on for too much longer, I'd have been up shit creek, I think. You know, probably made a couple of £100 out of it. But God forbid anybody who's got like big rent to pay. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, all of my self-employment grant has gone on paying the rent.
Yeah.
Like all of it. So I got a bounce back loan as well.
Yeah.
My bounce back loan is currently just sat in our bank.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to be until I get back to real work.
Yeah, that's it. You got to take what you can. I've praised them really for the handouts they've given for a lot of people. Like, you know.
Yeah. At the same time, like I know a girl who's a sax player.
Yeah.
She's set up as a limited company, and she's the director of the limited company. So she got absolutely no support.
Yeah.
So she's got absolutely nothing, no income for 5 months.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, thank God that I'm lucky in the way that it sort of fell for me. Like, I could have fallen through the cracks.
Yeah.
But luckily didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think there's a lot of people have suffered, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, like for me, so like I'd say a good portion of my income is obviously DJing, but the rest of my income comes from like working in clubs and theatres and doing bar installs and stuff like that. Like the lighting and tech side of it is like a huge part of my business.
Yeah.
And when I'll like getting back to DJing is one thing. Like I think relatively soon I'll be back to it. Like I already know people that are doing gigs now.
Yeah.
So like hopefully when Manchester lifts, I'll be back on that. But like the other side of my business is it's still not like looking like 2021.
Yeah.
Maybe late 2020, like maybe like spring 2021 is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Until it'll be back to like real festivals, real gigs, real everything. So
yeah.
like good portion of my
sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, hopefully like so like the support ends, but am I still affected? Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Which is why I've got to try and take work in other areas. I mean, I applied to work in supermarkets and stuff like that right at the start when they said, "Oh, look, we need more people," but they just had so many applications that you either hit or missed, didn't you?
Yeah.
I obviously missed.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's completely like the fact that all the like the live entertainment stuff is stopped.
Things I'll do to go to a gig.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I took it for granted, big time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have. Like, in a way, people like you got people like Defected and like even Tomorrowland did a virtual festival and stuff, but it's not the same.
No.
Like,
I mean,
like people realise what they've missed, but at the same time, like there's people trying to fill the void. But
yeah,
like I'm working in a bar and pub at the minute. Like the atmosphere is not there. Like everyone sat down. If they stand up to dance, you've got to say sorry. Can you sit back down? Like
yeah, it's just
like music's not over talking level. Like sometimes I question, do I even want to go back to DJing yet? Like because.
It might be. You might hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like at the minute, Spotify on in the background is doing literally the same job. Like it's ambience.
Yeah.
It's not DJing.
No.
So like I don't know if the gigs come, then
yeah,
I'll take them because it's what I really want to be doing. But will the real enjoyment be there of making people dance? Like imagine your job as a DJ is to make people dance and have a good time, and the government says. You can't do that.
Yeah. Do you think? Are you into the conspiracies and stuff? Do you think it's just a case of banning fun? Do you reckon?
You know what? No, I don't think it is. I think it's a case of they had to get the bars open because the longer they left it, the more people were going to go and do things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
Like look at the sheer amount of illegal raves that are going on.
Yeah.
People want it. So they're going to do it.
Mm.
And, like, the government putting in 10 grand fines for organisers, it's ludicrous. But, like, I think with the whole anti-masking thing, I think, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I have to wear a mask over my face when I'm in a shop.
Yeah.
Is it going to do any harm? No.
No. Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, it's probably a whole other conversation for another show or whatever, or after we've recorded this.
Exactly.
But like, for me, I'm very much like I don't know what it does or what help it does, and I'm sort of carrying on my life as normal. But I'll wear a mask.
You know what?
Like fuck
you know
it.
What? All I want is what everyone else wants, and that's to get back to normal. And if I have to wear a mask to get there quicker, then fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like,
it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. people moan about wearing a mask when they're going into a shop for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But like when I'm working, I have to wear one for 12 hours.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It literally doesn't bother me. Like, why are you moaning, Karen, about going into the supermarket for 10 minutes?
It's always a Karen as well, isn't it?
Karens and Sharons, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, right, I think we best wrap this up a bit there, mate. Do you want to just give me some information of like your new music that's out and where we can find you and all that sort of jazz?
Of course. So you can find me on Instagram. Right there. I'll tell you what, it's DJ JBRG. I think if you just search JBRG, I'll come up.
Yeah.
Facebook the same. On any major streaming platform, you will find me. It's J:BRG. I'm also on SoundCloud. Where else am I? I'm pretty much everywhere. To be fair.
Be able to find you.
It's a social network. I'll just say the only one that I don't use is Twitter because I think it's boring.
I've been trying to get on top of Twitter and I can't get it.
It's not for me.
It's for the young uns, mate. I think, innit?
I'm not on TikTok either, but my music is on TikTok. Just in case you wondered.
I'll put you on one of my videos. I'm kind of a big deal. I've got a whole 8 followers on TikTok.
I mean, if you hear one of my songs, which you probably won't, and you Shazam it, it'll come up on there as well.
Sweet.
So yeah, everywhere a major streaming platform. So Illusion came out on Friday the 14th. Don't know when this will be going out, but
sooner rather than later, I think.
So that's out in. Now, I Lose came out in July, and Untitled will be out hopefully next month.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time this hits, maybe.
Shouldn't be long afterwards.
There'll be another one coming.
Yeah, man, that's sick. There was one thing I was going to ask. I can't remember what it was now. It's
if you want to remix my song, just message me.
That's sweet.
And I'll send you the stems.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. There was something I was going to ask, and I'm bound. As soon as we hit stop on the recording, I know I'm going to remember it. But so yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show, mate. And
what's the show? The show called?
It's a working title.
Have you named it yet?
Not yet. No, I've done very little prep, but a lot in my head. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I've been sort of like, I get that. I've sorted out 3 or 4 of these interviews. So you might not be the first. You're the first person I've recorded, but you might not be the first episode. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. So I'm going to get like 2 or 3 sorted, edited, and then like blast them out fairly, weekly or whatever.
It's been a pleasure being on.
Yeah, nice one, mate, and thank you for being the first one for me to record.
Yeah, it's good catching up.
Yeah, all right, mate. I shall see you later.
Bye.
Yeah, so there we have it. That was my chat with DJ JBRG. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you want to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell as well on YouTube for the notifications and all that. May not have one next week, but we'll see how things go. I've got a few more interviews lined up. So, we'll see you next week.